Good afternoon, everybody. Hey, this is we're back. We're back on It's Always Up, and this time I've got my good friend Carter Dockerty here with me. He was in Cincinnati for a while, and he moved up to Chicago. I believe you're 5 years in stand-up now.
Yup.
5 years.
5 years in stand-up.
5 years of a veteran.
Oh, yep, veteran.
Yes.
I've served 5 years
Yes.
for our great state of comedy.
What party is that state?
What part? Like, as in political party?
Yeah.
I mean, full-blown Republican.
Yeah.
What party are you?
No, the state of comedy is full-blown Republican.
Oh, yeah.
Or you're full-blown Republican.
Both.
Yeah.
And I'm happy.
Yes.
I'm so happy about it. But I served a few years of comedy in Cincinnati, which we're in right now.
Yep.
Do you love this city?
It's all right.
Yeah, how do you feel about
Yeah.
the Sin City?
I like doing stand-up here.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll live here forever, but I like doing stand-up here.
Yeah, you once told me you were going to go to New York for a job.
If I can get one there.
Yeah, because you were like, there's more jobs there. And I was like, that is true.
Yeah, but I have another year on this place.
You have a very, like, industrial revolution immigrant way of thinking about things.
What do you mean?
You're like, I gotta go where the work is.
I mean, I signed a 2-year lease on my apartment.
This thing?
Yeah, it's cheap.
Alright.
It's cheap and it's clean, man.
I mean, I don't even fucking live anywhere, so I guess who am I to judge?
You don't want to live anywhere at all.
Nope. I'm gonna be a nomad forever.
Always on the road.
Always on the road. Nobody can pin me down. I'm a ghost. I'm a phantom.
How are you going to do your
I'm
taxes?
a menace. Taxes are for real people. I'm a phantom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Phantoms don't do taxes. I'm not a citizen.
You're a real person, man.
Mm-mm.
You're a real person.
Sovereign citizen, baby.
Anyway, man, so you're not originally from Cincinnati. I believe you grew up in the Akron
I'm from
area.
Mars.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yes.
Nope. You grew up in the Akron area.
I grew up in Akron. I'm sorry. We'll do a real talk.
I mean,
God, I hate it. Can't we just pretend I'm from Mars?
Where are we going to go with it?
Then I'll talk about how my dad's green.
Okay.
And my mom's a squid.
How does that work? There's no squids on Mars. There's no water.
How do you fucking know?
Because they've been there with robots.
They found water on Mars.
They went there with robots. Yeah, but there's not
so.
enough water for squid life to be there. Come on, man. Pulling my chain.
Dude, the freeze-dried fruit is such a move.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of dried fruit.
No?
Never liked raisins. I don't like dried mangoes. People have given
Well,
those
this is
to me.
different. This is crunchy.
Yeah, that's why I don't like it.
You had the crunch?
Yeah, I had the crunch.
Freeze-dried?
I prefer fruit to be in its juiced form.
What about, like, Special K when it has those, like, little freeze-dried strawberries in it?
I mean, not really.
You don't like those?
I remember, like, eating it as a kid, and I would tolerate it because my mom would eat it. So she would if we would run out of cereal, that would be, like, the last box remaining.
When I was a kid, I knew it was adult cereal, but I was like, whenever I got it, I secretly loved and savored those little sugar packets of freeze-dried strawberry. So now I'm having a freeze-dried fruit renaissance.
You would save the strawberries from the cereal?
No, I wouldn't. I'm just saying when I would savor them as in the moment.
I thought you said I saved them. Wow. Save that one for Carmichael's tonight.
Yeah, you can take that one home.
Yeah.
Tell your friends.
Where else are you going to be performing comedy?
I'm going to be performing in Oxford, Ohio on Wednesday, and then on Thursday I'm going to be performing in Noblesville, Indiana, and then on Friday and Saturday I'm going to be performing in Niles. And then on Sunday through the next Saturday I will be performing in Chicago, Illinois, and then the next Sunday through Tuesday I will be performing in Cleveland, Ohio. And then the next Wednesday through Monday I will be performing in Nashville, Tennessee. And then I just got my plans messed up after that, but
That's a lot, man. That's nice.
Yeah, where are you?
You're really a working comic now, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, I moved into my car.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're out of the apartment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Mm.
Are you going to try to get another one?
No.
Okay. All right. I know you're moving to Austin, aren't you?
So, yeah, I got a place for like 3 weeks down there.
Nice.
And then I don't know what I'm going to do after that. Maybe I'll live there.
Yeah, dude, I bet you could find someone that's staying down there, like, short term that you could live with.
Yeah, I mean,
There's so many comics down there.
So the place I'm staying at, I can extend, and then I could possibly live there.
Nice.
But we'll see.
Is it nice?
I don't know. I haven't been. Have you?
No, I meant, like, the apartment that you're going to stay at.
I don't even fucking know what it looks like.
You don't know what it looks like?
Dude, I don't care. It's $500.
All right, man.
Where are you staying?
Here.
Have you seen it?
Yep.
All right.
Took a tour before I signed the lease.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
You toured this place?
Dude, I liked it. You know, compared to some other places I lived at recently.
What do those look like?
I lived in Avondale last year.
Doing a comedy podcast.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about Avondale.
Yeah. Oh.
Scared.
You had probably my favorite roommate.
Yeah. We don't have to talk about that.
Oh no, we can't bring that up on here.
I mean, we can.
Is this a Christian podcast?
It is, but we can. I just don't really want
You love God, don't you?
I do love God, man. Do you? Tell me your answer with a mouthful of berries.
I was discussing this with my therapist. I feel like I'm kind of dumb. But
we all are, man.
So this is kind of like, I feel like 8th grade philosophy.
Okay.
Like, you know, those kind of realizations, those eureka moments that you have when you're like in 13, hitting puberty, and you're like, I was like.
So you're going back in time right now.
Well, no, it's just this belief that I've held that I haven't adapted from. That I just see people that are religious, and I'm like, man, that's so sick that they can believe in that. And it's so sick that they're so dumb. Because you have to be dumb to believe in it, but it seems so awesome to be that dumb.
I mean, you also kind of have to be dumb to not believe in God either.
Yeah, why is that?
Because something obviously created...
Well, okay, yeah, I get that one, but when people are, like, Christian... You know what I mean? Like, when people are, like, one of the specific ones. I can even understand, like, being agnostic, but, like, being, like...
The camera's still going.
Good job.
We're good.
But being, like, specific, like, sure that it's yours.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean.
Well, what do you say as a Christian?
I think that if you're a Christ-loving person and you try to live like, you know, Jesus did when... He was on Earth for 32 years, and then, you know, try to emulate that as much as possible, and I think there'll be a place in heaven for you.
Yeah, but do you think, like, you'll go to hell if you believe in, like, reincarnation?
I don't know if, like, hell is a place where souls go after Earth. I kind of recognize it like more of a state that you
what political party? Democrat.
Nice. I do concur. No, I kind of, but like for real, I think of like, you know, like when you're going through like a rough patch mentally. You're just, like, really angry at the world.
So that's hell?
Yeah.
Like the Holocaust?
Yeah, like that was hell.
So you think that God did that to the Jews?
No, I think Satan, it definitely You know what I mean? There's like a balance of like
I'm
good
just
and
putting
evil
together what you said.
in
You
the
said
world.
Holocaust was hell, and hell to me is like what a punishment God does.
Whoa.
So.
I mean, I don't think that's like I don't think
'Cause-
Holocaust is like a scriptural reference.
Well, when I think of what hell is, it's like if you like were really bad your whole life,
yeah.
like you stole a lot, then you go to hell, and then like you get this punishment that's like kind of similar to what you did, like eye for an eye type thing. Maybe I'm thinking more Dante's Inferno, huh?
Yeah.
Do you think there's 7
Who
layers?
wrote that? Was that Shakespeare?
No, I think it was Dante.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. You're really letting him out today, aren't you?
Yeah, my bad.
It's okay.
Is it good content?
Yeah.
How is your podcast doing?
It gets about 60 to 70 views.
That's actually good.
Yeah.
Do you know
The ones
like,
with people get more, so I appreciate you.
dude?
wanting
Well,
to
thanks
come
for
on.
having
Thank
me.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate.
And,
Sorry, I've been
yeah.
a bad guest eating.
No, dude.
And all
we've
that other
we're
stuff.
talking about cool stuff.
But now I'm really gonna accelerate, and I'm not gonna make some juvenile arguments against religion. I'm gonna really introspect, and I'm gonna really. My brain is fully there.
I mean, you're
I've
good,
eaten
man.
all
You're
my
just-
fruit. I've gotten
yeah.
all the sugar in my brain. I've hydrated. I've burped out all the gas. Now what are we getting into? Is
Yeah, I was just gonna say that you're just talking about stuff that everybody thinks about, so it's normal. Like,
so
don't think you're like.
you grew up Catholic, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
And you are currently Catholic.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
I just call myself a Christian though. When
Okay,
people
but
ask
do
me.
you attend mass?
Yeah,
Okay.
not every Sunday, but I go with my parents still.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then in times of need, do you pray?
Yeah, I would
Do you think
say
it
that.
helps?
I pray more when I'm trying to repent about stuff that I feel bad about. Yeah.
Ooh, do you go to confession?
Not as much anymore.
What is not as much? Like, how often is that?
Maybe like once every 2 years, 3 years.
Oh, okay.
How
So
about
you're pretty
you?
pent up. No. No.
Yeah.
I think if I told a priest what I've done, he'd kill himself, huh?
I mean, do you think that your forgiveness with God comes through that, or do you think it mostly comes through, like, talking to Him?
Well, I think God is a collection of all of our consciousness, and we are one.
Yeah.
We are all God. And so really, to be forgiven by God is to forgive yourself and to be forgiven by others.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I don't think you need to be going to a priest.
Yeah.
But
Unless
I do-
unless you're banging him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, unless you have a hot-ass priest and you're a little boy.
And you really like him.
No, I do think that
Yeah.
I do think that it is a good tool, a good method to kickstart the process of identifying your missteps, to confronting your mistakes.
Yeah.
And religion is a good tool. They all seem to point to the same things for some reason. But I think
that's a good thing, though, right?
I forget which guy it is. The philosopher guys. It's one of the Greek ones.
Socrates?
It starts with A. Maybe it's Socrates, but it's
Aristotle.
like it's better to believe. Is it Aristotle?
Mhm.
Yeah, that one. Don't even have to say it for the podcast because everybody listening to the podcast is smart as hell and knows what quote I was gonna say.
And that wasn't a joke.
Yeah, it's not the brightest quote in the world. It's pretty unoriginal.
I'm gonna be honest, dude. I wasn't listening. Can you say it again?
Oh, do you not know the quote?
Can you say the quote again?
Oh, well, I
Zoned
only
out.
said the beginning of it. Oh, it's better to believe in God and be wrong.
I think Bill Burr said that.
You know, I think Bill Burr probably said it after this guy.
You think so?
Bill Burr was not the first guy to come up with a 10-year-old could think of that.
Man.
I thought of that.
Yeah.
I thought of that, and then somebody was like, "Oh yeah, so Aristotle said
Yeah,
that." I was
yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm fucking just like him."
Did you, what was being 10 like for you? Were you going to Catholic schools growing up?
No, I went to a public grade school, but I went to a Catholic high school.
Nice.
But I went to like, it was a suburb of Akron.
Yes.
That was like nice.
Mm-hmm.
So grade school and all that shit was pretty chill. High school was like in a downtown school, private school of Akron.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Did your teachers like you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can see you being a well-liked
I was definitely liked, but you know how like I can get about comedy and like how how opinionated I am.
Mm-hmm.
I won most opinionated as my senior superlative.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't win class clown.
Yeah.
I think
I got most likely to be a teacher. Came true.
Yeah.
Came true.
Yeah, you
pretty soon after. About 3 years after.
You do give pretty big teacher vibes.
Man, I hope I can teach again at UC.
Yeah, you seem like you have a strong interest in children.
It's not that, man. It's helping them get better to become good adults.
Become men.
Okay.
You turn boys into men.
Okay.
Very quickly.
Yep.
So, what else did you want to talk about?
With Communication 1071.
Yeah,
the art of public speaking.
So, do you feel that your public speaking education has benefited you in stand-up?
Oh, yeah. I was teaching before I did stand-up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I don't think I would have had the confidence to get on stage without having that kind of public speaking practice. And ironically, it was public speaking about public speaking. So I was able to break it down a little bit more. And
I mean public speaking about public speaking? Because you did jokes about public speaking?
No, I was teaching a class about public speaking. So I was doing...
You were already in the meta.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I was already in the... what's that movie called? The Vortex? No,
Matrix.
The Matrix. Yeah, The Matrix.
Yeah, you were already in the Matrix.
I was in the Vortex too, though.
Oh, man. So, have any of your former students come to watch you do stand-up comedy?
Yeah, some of them.
How'd that go?
The Pro-Am, pretty good. They've come to multiple
Yeah, you
shows.
don't have any icky jokes. That
I have some, but I feel like I've made them, palatable enough.
Ooh, big question for the day.
What?
Have you had any encounters?
No.
No?
I have not.
Hey.
Even truthfully,
Hey.
I have not.
Hey. Alright.
Okay. With who?
The fucking students.
Just students?
Yeah,
I thought you were just talking about anybody in general because you kept asking.
Oh, you thought I knew something about your little winky dinky getting into a lady?
Yeah.
Or a man?
Maybe both.
At the same time.
Dude.
Skewer them.
I gotta make sure that's still on still.
Yeah.
It is.
What?
I saw that.
You saw what?
I saw that, man.
You saw what?
Yeah, man, it's, just to, get back to talking about you doing stand-up. It is cool to see you going around places, starting to headline places, too. What is that, what's that spot in Oxford where you do shows?
Bar 1868 is where I will be at tomorrow.
Did you start stand-up at Miami?
So I started a few months before that in Akron.
Yeah.
And then I did it once a week at the comedy club there.
Okay.
And then I went to school, and then I joined the student org for stand-up. And so I had done it for 5 months prior.
Yeah.
But not really.
Nice. Dude, that's sick.
And then
I just was never even thinking about doing stand up in college.
I mean, you were in your master's.
In grad school, but I just wasn't a confident person.
But then you learned how to publicly speak.
Yep.
And if you never knew how to publicly speak, you wouldn't know how to make people laugh in public.
Right. Dude, I gotta say, stand-up comedy makes like all other forms of public speaking a breeze.
Yeah?
Because you're just so comfortable talking to people already.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think...
Yeah, like teaching is just like I love doing it so much more now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cause you riff?
I riff sometimes.
Yeah?
Some days I don't.
Okay.
Depends on, there's like...
Yeah, some days you're feeling it, some days you're feeling it.
Well, there's some days they just like are not in the... They don't want to laugh.
Sometimes the crowd's not that good.
Yeah. Right. And then you just fail.
Ooh, do you have any foot fetish people?
Me.
Do you really have a foot fetish?
Sorry, I laughed too hard at myself there.
But do you have a foot fetish?
Not like full on.
You like a nice set?
Like a nice woman's foot. Ooh. Painted nails.
So if I showed you an array of nice feet that were painted like a good baby blue with like a matte finish, and just like a whole slideshow of just different like nice like soft, well kept.
Would you be there with me?
No. How about it's just you?
Okay.
And then you can just keep scrolling through. All you can do is tap the screen, and it just turns to new pictures of feet. You would get like, you go.
I would say no, because...
No, you wouldn't like sweat a little bit?
I would like to know what the rest of the lady looks like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We got 9 minutes left.
Okay, how about this?
Yeah.
Like, it's a folder. It just shows you a picture of her face, and then you tap through, and it's just a bunch of pictures of her feet. Could you whack off to that?
I don't really like whacking off to stuff anymore.
Okay, let's just say you always listen to the devil on your shoulder. Let's just say there's no God watching over you. This is a world where if you felt the desire of cannibalism, you could do it without damnation. Would you?
I think I'd be eaten already, dog. I got little arms.
You would be getting eaten
by something.
By
a person or
someone? You think cannibals are like? You think that's what's stopping cannibals?
If there was, I mean, you're kind of describing like an apocalyptic world. I don't think I'd be thinking about.
No, I'm just saying. You're just not jacking off to feet because you think God would have a problem with it.
I mean, I'm really not. I mean, if I'm talking about just like my real life recently.
Okay. How about we just say this? How about God doesn't care about foot jacking off in specific?
Why are you bringing God into this, dude?
Because he's like the guy that decides what's good and bad.
And
he's the reason why it's the thing that's holding you back from jacking off the feet. I just want to know if you actually like feet. Because you
told you,
to the fact, yeah, but I want to know, does it get you going?
Not really. Just the foot itself.
Yeah,
no.
So what makes you say you like a nice foot? Is it you dislike a bad foot? Or like you look at a good foot and you go...
I mean, the foot isn't everything.
Let me suck that toe, baby.
Not really. I've never really been like that.
You've never sucked toes? Have you ever?
Maybe once before.
Damn.
Have you?
No.
Never?
It's disgusting.
It was after we showered.
I'm just kidding. I've sucked so many times.
Nice.
I'm disgusting. Anything you can think of, I've probably tried it.
Take my hand. Wow. What's that, man?
What?
You were doing something dirty right there.
I wasn't doing anything dirty.
You were doing something dirty. So you're going to Nashville soon. Where else are you going?
Then I'm gonna go to Austin.
Cool.
And Austin's gonna be so good.
Yeah, I hope it all works out for you, dude. I think you're great. You're good. You're good at riffing, man. I think this was a fun time.
Yeah. Do you think the listeners are gonna enjoy
Yeah.
this content? Do you think they're gonna listen to this content and go, man, this was I'm glad I spent my time absorbing this, consuming this, spending my precious time.
Some of the people that come to Go Bananas, like Chris and another guy, the redheaded dude.
Chris Eberly,
Yeah.
Well, Chris Eberly, if you didn't know, I have a podcast, and you should tune into mine as well if you're listening to this. It's called I Don't Want to Be a Piece of Shit, and if you like my riffing, I do quite a few solo episodes.
Right on.
So I'm going to plug my little podcast. Maybe I get a bump from that, huh?
Yeah. You're not a piece of shit?
Yeah, I don't want to be
a piece of shit.
And then POS is how you could just look up, I bet if you look up my name on YouTube, it's the first thing that comes up.
Okay.
I'm 13 episodes in. What episode's this?
I believe it's 43.
Whoa, dude. That's a big deal.
Thanks, man.
Proud of you.
I need to do it more regularly. That's a hard word to say when you're chewing
regularly.
Gum. But go listen to Carter's podcast.
Yeah, and
I don't want to be a POS.
See both of us do stand-up comedy.
Go see him do stand-up.
It's a great time.
Carter is the man. I'm glad he was able to join me today.
Thank you.
It's always up, guys. Catch you later.